Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Todd, one of the creators of AI Proxy. We're the safest way to add AI to your iOS and Mac apps. And in this video, I want to show you how to use our Bootstrap apps, which are a collection of Xcode projects that have AI Proxy already integrated in them so that you can get up and running with the service really quickly. So let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so the first thing we need to do is actually download the Bootstrap app. So if you visit our website at AIProxy.pro and click on this resources link at the top, you can click on any one of these and it'll take you over to the GitHub repo where everything is. And we're just going to go ahead and download all of the code here. And let's open that up and take a look at what's in the folder. So at the top level, there's a bunch of like super simple apps that just have very basic implementations of AI proxy and making API calls to these different services. But then we also have some interesting demos, which are like much more complete apps that we've built out. So these are like apps that you might see in the App Store. There's a plant identifier, there's like a sticker generator, a trivia game. So they're a little more complex, but they show you an actual like real use case of how this would work. So why don't we go ahead and open up one of these? Let's try the translator app. And I'll open up the view just so you can see what it looks like. All right, so as you can see, it's pretty simple, but basically you can enter some text in English here and you can translate it to Spanish using OpenAI. Now, if you were to try to build and run this, it wouldn't work because what we need to do is we need to get our AI proxy partial key and service URL to get this working. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, so go ahead and open up your browser again. And we're going to navigate to dash.aiproxy.pro. Now, I'm already logged into my dashboard account. If you don't have an account, just go ahead and sign up. It's free. And when you do sign up, you're going to be on the project index page. And from here, you're just going to want to create a new project. And I'll call this Bootstrap Demo. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to set up DeviceCheck. Now, DeviceCheck is an additional security feature that we've added to AI Proxy. And essentially what it does is we check to see that requests that are coming through your account, we make sure that they're coming from a legit Apple device that's running your app. So it's a really important security feature, and we're actually requiring you to set it up to give you that added protection. So navigate over to DeviceCheck in the left sidebar and click Configure. And there's three things that we need here. We need a P8 file, we need a DeviceCheck key ID, and an Apple Team ID. And we're going to get all three of those from the Apple Developer Dashboard. So again, in your browser, go to developer.apple.com, log into your dashboard, and we're going to go over to the keys page. And we're going to add a new key. And we'll call this Bootstrap key. Make sure DeviceCheck is clicked on. Click Continue, Register, and this is where we're going to get all that info. So first, let's download that P8 file, and then back in the dashboard, upload that file, and then we'll grab our key ID, paste that right here, and then the last thing we need is our Apple Team ID, which you can grab in the top right side. Paste that in. Okay, so now we've got DeviceCheck set up in the AI Proxy dashboard. There's a few other things we need to check, though, to make sure that DeviceCheck is going to work properly. So head back over to Xcode, and we're going to go to Signing and Capabilities. And the things that you need to check here are, first, you need to make sure that you have a team selected. So this can't be set to none. You need to make sure you have the right team selected. And for the bundle identifier, you can't use a wildcard. You need to explicitly set your bundle ID. And then the third thing is that you need to check is you need to make sure that this bundle ID that's in Xcode here, you need to make sure that matches a bundle ID that's listed in your Apple Developer Dashboard under identifiers. So let's go ahead and change this to something like todham.bootstrap. And we'll copy this. And we'll head back over to the Apple dashboard and navigate over to identifiers And this is the list where we need to have that bundle ID show up. So we're going to add an identifier here, app IDs, app. There we go. We'll call this Bootstrap ID. And we'll paste that bundle ID that we have in Xcode right here. Click continue and then register. And it should show up somewhere. There it is. Okay. So that's it. Those are the things that we need to make sure are set up in order to have DeviceCheck working properly. Okay, with that ready to go, the next thing we need to do is we need to actually tell AI Proxy what service it is we want to protect. So in the sample app that we opened up, our translation app, it's using OpenAI. So we're going to add OpenAI as a service in AI Proxy. So back in our dashboard, navigate to services, click add new service, and you'll see all the services we support out of the box here. But again, we're going to use OpenAI and turn on protect requests with DeviceCheck, and then click add new service. So now we need to provide AI Proxy with our OpenAI API key. So click on API keys, click create key, say OpenAI key here. And then to get our OpenAI key, we're going to go to platform.openai.com, go to the dashboard, go to API keys, and create a new key, Bootstrap key. And copy that, and then back in AI Proxy, paste that here. And one thing to mention is we're not actually storing your key anywhere. We're using something called split key encryption, so you don't have to worry about your key living on our backend. So go ahead, click add new key, and then here is where we're actually going to get our AI Proxy partial key and our service URL. So copy this, go back to Xcode, and under app constants, paste that here, paste your service URL right here. And then one last thing we need to do is we need to set up our DeviceCheck bypass token. And this is so that DeviceCheck can work in the simulator. And so we're going to copy the environment variable right here. Back in Xcode, we're going to type shift command comma. Click this plus button under environment variables. Paste that environment variable name, and then copy this token and paste that right here. All right, so we should be set up and ready to go now. If you click on translate view again, and let's try translating something. So what time is dinner? Translate. All right, so we've got it working. It's translating through OpenAI and being proxied through AI Proxy. All right, so before we wrap things up, I want to show you how to debug something if you run into any issues when you're integrating. And we've got two really useful tools that are built into the dashboard to help you figure out what's going wrong. So back in the dashboard, in the left nav, click on Live Console. And Live Console will basically show you in real time all the requests that are coming through, and you'll see the different error codes and messages so you can understand what's happening. So to kind of show you how this works, I'll make a request here, and time is dinner. And so you'll see that request come through here. Everything's working, so there's no errors. But let's say in the integration process, I forgot to add our device bypass token. If I just remove that and then run the simulator again, and now I try to make a request. Time is dinner. Now it's going to show me that error because I forgot to put my DeviceCheck bypass token in Xcode. So it'll give you an error message that will just tell you what's going on. So Live Console is really handy. It's super useful when you run into problems, so please use that. And then the other page you can take a look at is the request history, which also shows you the status codes and error messages for all your previous requests. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and Please try out all the Bootstrap apps. They're really awesome. We think they will help you help speed things up with development. And if you have any questions, reach out to Lou and I. All right, thanks.